Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Com Concepts Pro. Today we will see another operation that can be performed on an array, which is searching. In my last video we had already discussed traversal operation, and today we will discuss the search operation, which is finding the location of an element with a given value. In simple term, it implies to locate a particular element in the array and tell us the position on which the element is present. That means it returns the index value or the subscript value at which we have found the particular element. There are two types of search operations which are generally applied on the arrays. First is linear search. It is also known as sequential search, and another one is binary search. But in this video, my focus will be to tell you about linear search in detail. So, in the linear search or the sequential search, we traverse the array values one by one, starting from the index value 0, and keep the loop going till the element that we want to search is not found. Then, within the loop, we keep comparing our given value with all the elements in the array till we find a match. When there is a match, the loop ends and we can display the value. This linear search technique can be used on an array with any random value stored in it, which means it need not be a sorted array. Last, the time complexity is of the order n. That means larger the array, more will be the time taken to sort it. Now I will tell you how to use this linear search technique programmatically. I will use the Dev C++ application to demonstrate my program. First of all, I will take a new source file and include the necessary header files. Only IOStream is sufficient in our program because we will just do some basic input-output functions. Then standard namespace has to be used if we have to parse some string or something. Then I will declare the int main function. I had already told you in my last program why we use int main instead of void main, because the value which is returned by this main function is used by the runtime library as the exit code for the process. Generally we write the statement return 0 at the end of the program. So this 0 proves to be the exit code for the process, and the runtime library comes to know that it has to end the program. Then I will declare the required variables for the array. First of all, the array itself. Let's say we want to do this linear search on an integer array with the maximum length 20. Then there is one more variable named length here, in which I will store the length provided by the user. Then there is another variable which is the short form for search element, in which I will store the value given by the user for the element that the user wants to search in the array. Then there is the loop counter variable I and another variable flag. Initially I will store the value 0 inside the flag that we will discuss on the later stages of the program, why we have to use this flag variable. Then just to improve the readability of the program, I will use some cout statements. First of all, the heading of the program, linear search program. Then I will ask the user to enter the length of the array and store the value inside the variable length. So this will be a user defined length of the variable, and it should be less than 20. If by mistake user enters a value more than 21 for the length, the program will terminate. Now I will ask the user to enter the elements of the array, and those many elements user has to enter as much the user has entered the length of the array. So for storing the actual values of the array, I have to use this for loop. which will run up to 1 less than the length of the array, because we all know that index value of all the elements of the array starts from 0. So with the help of this cin statement, all the values will be stored inside the array indexes one by one. Next, I will ask the user to enter the element that the user wants to search. So this value will be stored in the variable sea underscore ele, which is the short form for search element. Now I have to use one more for loop in which the actual linear searching will be done. In this for loop, one by one, the search element will be compared with all the values which are stored in the array. And so for that, inside this search loop, I have to declare one more if loop, basically if statement, which will return true in case the search element matches with one of the element of the array. And if it comes to be true, we will make the value of the flag as 1, and again I will give a break statement, because if there is a match, this for loop should end and the next statement of the program should be executed. So here we had declared if there is a match, the flag value should become 1. Now this flag which has now become 1, now this flag value we will use in this if statement, next if second if statement, and if it is true, means if the flag value is 1, if statement will return true, so the statement element found at position and the position at which the element is found is displayed by I plus 1. Otherwise, the statement element not found in the array will be displayed. So our program ends here with the last statement return 0. Now I'll save this file with a proper name, let's say linear search. After that, compile the program for checking the errors, then run the program. Proper heading is displayed, linear search program, and then user has given the length of the array as 5. Now we can enter some random values inside the arrays. Now next is the element which has to be found. Say we want to find element 67, which is found at position 2. We'll run the program one more time, and this time I will enter the value which will not be there inside the array, and let's see what gets displayed on the screen. I will again enter some random values. This time the element to be found is not there in the array, so element not found in the array is displayed. So this was the program of the linear search. Thank you so much guys, and stay tuned for more updates.